Hello. Sorry about that delay. We had a big burst of wind. So I had to make sure my window was closed there. Wow. We might be getting some rain, which would be really, really nice. So I didn't get to straighten out my camera. So I told you you're going to be stuck with me a couple of times today. Let's get started on Nature's Haven. I'll do a walkthrough here for those that did not see the album, but I am using the collection bundle. And I know a lot of you have already purchased the collection bundle. And the collection bundle has your laser cutouts, a collection pack of paper, which is 12 sheets. I mean, no, it's 8 sheets. Sorry. This is 49 Market. They have 8 sheets. Fabric tape sheets and puffy sticker and rub-ons. So the only thing, if you're going to follow along with me on the 6x8, I'm going to use the Simple Stories, a binder in a green, and we have lots of those in stock. It is, you'll need the 6x8 paper pad. If you want to grab, let's see, this one. So when I created this album, oh, and you'll want, of course, some white matting cardstock. But see, I can't guarantee, but I think I did use some of this 6x8. And then what we have left from the 6x8 and the 8x8s we use for the ring binder. And then I did not use any of the fabric tape sheets, but I did use the other items for the album. And then this lace was some that I had in my stash. And I didn't do this as a kit, but I've ordered in more. Sorry, everything's falling. I've ordered in more so that I can get it on the website. I'm not sure. It'll be here like next week. But it's only a 7.5-inch piece. So you might even have some in your stash. And it's something that can be put on after. And I did the tucking of some pieces. So sorry, I ran out there because it was like I had to get that window closed. So let's do a walkthrough and I'll show you. I decided there's only 2 changes. Hi, Nikki. Are you up and getting ready for work? So I made the spine a 1/4 inch bigger, and that's in the measurements that I gave you. It's 2 1/4 by 7.5. Instead of, I had originally made it, whoops, I need to put that there. I had originally made it 2 inches, but it's just not wide enough. Okay, it's so pretty. This page is where I made the change so we could keep everything else. And we will have this top flap. We won't have the bottom. With the bottom, you just can't. I promise. We'll still, because I wanted to keep the sides, and then it'll have the top flap. You probably wouldn't even known that was there unless I said something. And then we'll keep the pocket, and we'll make this little pocket. We have a big pocket here. This is the flap I wanted to keep because it opens at the top and at the bottom. And but see, it was, there goes my camera. I got to just change when we mat our paper. So that way, you guys, we didn't lose this. My camera will straighten out in just a second. I don't know why it's decided to be so crazy with me. Okay, I'm going to go slow. We'll have a corner pocket. We'll put the tags in there. This one, again, it was the flip out. And I will just put a different ephemera there because, or you can do that if you like, but I'm not, I'll change it. Then we'll have a pocket, and I am going to make these out of 65-pound cardstock instead of the artisan. Too thick. And I'm not really going to change this because I like it. This does come out. So the walkthrough I did yesterday, you can see the whole album. And then we have the pocket with the large for journaling. Tickets. Dog, stop. Homer. He's whining, of course, for somebody to get off his bed. And I'm going to use a thumbnail punch. We want to make a thumbnail there. There is a magnet there. And then we'll use the frame on the back. Okay. That is, oh, so you will want the cover sheets. That is what we're going to start on. Tonight we're going to do the album cover, hinges, and pages, so that Monday night we can start making all the flaps. Or I might even start tomorrow night. We'll see. I pre-cut the chipboard, 2 pieces, 7.5 by 7.5. I'm just double, one's a little off there, but you know what, it doesn't, it's not enough. We're fine. 2 7.5 by 7.5. Now this is what will matter, is my spine. It's everything the same height. Two 2.25 by 7.5, so we're just fine. And if you've never made an album cover with me, but it looks like everybody that's on has, I've been doing this for years, and it's just so nice. I'm going to just take my first score tape sheet. Oh, we need this because we will have scraps. We don't want to get rid of those. Lay down my hinge. Oh, you receive. Oh, Lexi loves you, Nikki, and she's just like, I can't wait to see her for reals. Says, well, we're still waiting to see. You never know. She may not let you go home. Oh, yeah, but Nikki, you got to get asleep too. But you're like my daughter. She does the same thing. So all these pieces we save. This one I'm not going to save because I messed it up, I can see. And those 2 are finished. We'll just set that aside. So I can't, no, wait a minute. It's not your Monday. It's your, is it your Sunday? I think it's your Sunday, isn't it? Okay. You don't have to use score tape sheets. You can use glue. You can, one little crooked, that's okay. You can use whatever you like to put your album covers together. Actually, I now start. I will put these together. These will get used. No worries. Nikki, go to bed. You can't be up at 3:48 a.m. Man, you are a die-hard trooper, let me tell you. Of course, I wish I could get up at 3:48 and just start crafting for the day and doing tutorials. And can you imagine what we would get done? But then I'd have to sleep in the afternoon. My body would be like, no. You're going to kill me, it would say. Okay, I can put my knife away. Put that one away. I will use it in just a moment, and I wanted to show you. This is the summer yellow, and I don't have any more here. Excuse the noise. It's in the warehouse. I have used my whole allotment. This is the ivory. So you can see the difference. The summer ivory is just that buttercream yellow. And it does look beautiful, but because I don't have any, I have to use ivory. This is our linen. This is the linen, but it's beautiful too. It's not a harsh yellowy. It's that linen color that you want when you don't want yellow in your album, right? And we're going to start. So I'm doing everything start to finish with you. We're going to start by cutting our cardstock that we want to mat our chipboard with, or wrap our chipboard with. This is not written, so I need you to write this down. You want 2 pieces that are 9.5 by 9.5. Okay, hold on. This feels like it's 110 pounds. Okay, no. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I think it is. I can't use this. Sorry, it's too heavy. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, I don't. I had hoped yeah, this is, oh, yeah, that's much better. 110 pound is so nice in the artisan. If you're, oh, yeah, that's better. 110 pound for folios and cards, but it is too heavy for me. It might crack because it's so heavy. And it is hard to wrap with for me. So 9.5 by 9.5, much nicer. Monica, yes, I'm so happy you're here because I haven't spent the whole day with you. No, Monica, wait a minute. Are you going out to dinner? It was really funny earlier. This is my second piece of 9.5 by 9.5. And my spine is going to be 5 inches. So, no, I got to change this. Let me write this down because, oh, it's almost 8 where you're at. That's right. Yeah, 5 1/4, because you want 3 inches to wrap your spine with. My first cut is going to be 5 1/4. By 9.5. And let me tell you one thing to help you with your scraps all over your table. Chances that we use this, I'm sorry, is very slim. I keep 2 garbage cans to the left of me. One is for just this. I don't crumble it anymore. I just throw it in the garbage can. And if I need to go back in and get it, there's been nothing in there but paper, so it's not like a dirty garbage can. But then when I'm done, it's done. And then if I have to go through here, I can, but I will never throw away like this is 4 by 6, whatever. This size, I will keep. The rest of it, it's got to go. And if you start getting yourself in a habit of that, oh, we need a cut. It is a bad, it's an easy habit. Once you're comfortable, I know when you throw away a piece of paper, we just about lose our whole breathing. If we can't breathe, we go into shock, right? Okay, we're going to cut this piece 6 inches. But this is only going to cause you a lot of heartache and cleanup. And you're going to be like, why did I keep this? And this one is going to be 7.5 for now. It's going on the inside of our book. This, no, that will stay. That's a beautiful tag. But trust me, I know it, you know what, it freaked me out in the beginning too. So I totally understand. But if you can get yourself in the habit of having 2 garbage cans, call one your clean garbage can, and it's where you're just going to throw the papers. You can go through them later, but then they're off your desk. And it's going to help with your clutter and your mess. I did this years and years ago. We did a whole cleanup series in January, like for 3 months. And every week I posted a, let's do this, let's do that. And it was really fun. We probably should do this again next year. Or getting ready for Christmas. Okay, spacers. Whichever one you want to use. You might have the long ones. This is my 1/2 inch because we want a 1/2 inch on both sides. My spine will fit beautifully right in the center. So I need my bone folders. I'm going to need my scissors. And then, of course, I need a pokey tool so I can take off this. I'll leave that out for just a minute. It does freak me out still, Monica, but I've gotten so comfortable with throwing away those small pieces that when you don't have to clean them up, you're going to be so happy. And you will start not missing them. Okay, let's just go ahead and get our spine ready. No, let's do our sides first. I do, Nikki. I have. So I guess I need to do another tutorial, but I think Tiffany, this one has my, Tiffany does have a tutorial. This one was made for, by a friend for our carnival retreat. And this was a Christmas one. And then my friend Michelle makes the pens. So she made me a pen with the gingerbread. So Tiffany does have some, but you know what? Let me get with Tiffany and maybe we'll put together. But she does have another bead lady that she kind of does things for. She's another small business and you can buy beads. But let me see about putting us together a bead kit. Maybe a country. This is a Country Craft Creation one. See the polka dots and the pinks and the teal. So that's kind of like, and that was from 2023. That was a CCC colors. So maybe we'll do that. And it's amazing, but I use them. I use them all, and I don't just use them for, I mean, I poke holes. I dig out splendors on my husband. So we'll do a CCC one with our colors. And let me get with Tiffany because she's the expert. She's at her craft fair today selling all her goods. Okay, so I have folded the cardstock over my chipboard. And we've made our marks. And what we're going to do now is we have this rectangle, but we don't want to cut the whole rectangle out because we want to make sure our chipboard's covered. We want to go up the center. It doesn't, just leave about at least a 1/2 inch, and I just want you to cut that off. Don't worry. You can pull this one because we're going to clean up the edges. So up the center. Doesn't even have to be, you know, perfectly straight on that line because we'll get everything fixed. Okay, it'll look like so. The main thing is we want all of our corners of chipboard covered so it looks nice and professional. And then we're going to put a line of glue. We're only going to do the top and bottom short edges. Oh, how about some more glue here? You know, I think, you know, beads, the hanging beads and stuff are coming back in stock. I mean, not in stock, in style. We did them at a retreat I did in Texas. Oh my gosh, it was such a big one. It was like my Florida one. It was so fun. It was before COVID. And we had, at that time, Butterby Scraps. And I know the owner, she's still got her website, but she's moved up another state. And she came and we did a dangle off of one of our albums. I think it was for Sandy Trefkers. I don't know. It's been a while, but we made a beautiful dangle. And I had sold them for a while, but she just doesn't make the kits anymore. So maybe we need to team up with Tiffany's little friend. Well, she's not a little friend, little business. Sorry. I didn't mean that in that way. I mean, she's not a little friend. She's another small business. So she's a very important friend. We love small businesses. And we'll see what we can come up with. Or even if she's interested. She might not be, but we will find out. Because she sure has some cute things that Tiffany makes. And they're fun tools. Now it should look like that. Okay. Next thing, I just want to take my scissors against my chipboard, angle in, and now see my chipboard stays nice and covered. And we just want to cut off an angle so we get that look. Kind of looks like a spaceship. I'll tell you, since 2019, this is the only way I make my album covers because it's so nice and it's easier on our hands. Okay, so right now I'm just going to fold this over. And then as I watch like our other designers on the cruise, I watched Tiffany. So I picked up where she uses score tape. So I do that. I do that now because it makes it so much nicer when we're putting this on the other chipboards. Just learning from each other and sharing makes it so much enjoyable, so much more enjoyable to create our albums and our projects because we learn so many fun different ways. Yeah, I did a fall one. I think we did a fall. Oh, we did an Easter one. That's right. And then she moved and she's not making them anymore. So I said, okay, we're sad. So I'll see what we can do. Because we definitely need Halloween, fall, and Christmas this year. And you know what? They take like less than an hour to make. Just like these little spacers. She's another little small business, but this is all they do is acrylic. They also do fish tanks and things for her husband's business. So, and she made these for me back in like 2000. Oh, it's been years. So she's the original maker of the acrylic ones like this. So when you purchase, we're supporting her. And that's a really nice feeling, because you don't go around, we can't get patents and things because, they're not like what they consider an absolute original invention, but they are great. I think they're great. But so I like to support those who are small businesses who love to support this crafting world. So that's where all this fun stuff comes from. And Beth and her husband, they're just super people. Okay, we are ready now to, I need to put him aside because it's going to get mixed up, and then I'm going to use it for something other than a tag or throw it in the garbage, and I don't want to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and start by burnishing the cardstock over the edges of our chipboard. Now we'll open them and do the other two sides. And I thought this is just such a nice sized album. It's 7.5 by 7.5. It's one of my favorites. Now we're going to go ahead and cut out that whole square that we just created the lines for. And I do like to cut right up to the chipboard. Fold one side over, and then let's go ahead and miter the corners. And we're just looking to take off what's hanging over the edge. Okay, now we'll do the other two sides. You do, Monica? Oh, I need to talk to you then, because there is something I need to trademark. And I had actually paid another person, and that person's now gone out of business. So nothing got started. Cool. Okay, that looks great. We will check it more as we're now wrapping our chipboard. It's not a technique or anything, it's a trademark. Oh, are you? Yeah, I need to do a trademark on our logo. I had another little crafting business, and they had pulled all of my logos offline. And actually, it was another scrapbook store who got a hold of me and said, aren't these your logos? And she says, because they're using them on Facebook on their Facebook page. Something, and I said, yeah, they are. That's Wilbur. And when I got a hold of them, and I told them, that's my logo. That's my dog. I have the original drawings when I drew those up. So I have the original where I doodled them and drew them. And they're like, well, they were on the internet, so we can use them. No, you can't. Those are my drawings and my dogs and my truck, and they finally took them down. But I mean, they had every one of them. My blue truck, my red truck, my spring, summer, Wilbur pulling the sled with the Christmas tree. Those were my very first handmade logos that I had. And I was just shocked that they would actually do that. Okay, now before I put these down, I just want to, check, we're good. So we can go ahead now and close up these two edges. Yeah, and I have the original little drawings too, so that helps where I drew them, and so I have proof they're mine. Oh, no, I didn't check that. No, it's fine. Well, I did. I started a trademark, and then I don't know what happened with the attorney. It was during COVID. So I hope nothing happened other than he had to move his office or something. But he didn't really start. He just took my money. So I guess he started and then he moved, right? No, just kidding. Okay. We are going to repeat that same thing now. Now, see, we've made, even with me babbling along, talking, and I had to cut the papers. It hasn't been 30 minutes, so I can usually make a cover like this in 20 to 30 minutes because it's separate. And here's the other thing: if I had to stop what I was doing and like go answer the door or something, I could come back and I don't have this big long thing of paper. I'm worried about, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Things like that. I left it downstairs. It's going to get ruined because the cat's going to jump up here. I don't have a kitty now, but I used to. And he would jump up here and he would claw at my paper and he would have ripped it up. So this is nice. This is really a nice way to do your album covers, and it's actually quick. Yes, I know. You know what? And that I wanted to do the ring albums because I never really did them. I didn't care for them. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do them so that I love them. And I want to take them up a notch. And then I was liking that. But I'm like you, Nikki. I miss my albums. So we will do the B ring album. And that's probably going to be, I won't be doing as many ring albums, but I'm still going to do some because we need a Christmas one. But now I want to concentrate more on my chipboard albums. I do love the ring ones. Just not quite as much as these. But that makes me happy that you missed those because then I know that you love making them. I'm just going to clean that up a little bit more. And this one too. I didn't quite get in there deep enough. Yeah, we will definitely do. I won't do a Halloween one only because, you know what, they hold a lot of pictures. I counted, you could cut pictures in different sizes and get up to like 75 to 80 photos. And I don't know about you, but I don't have that many Halloween pictures. Hi, Diane. Christmas, absolutely. I want to do one, Christmas through the years. And have a lot of different ages, different time frames in there. Now, if you ever have any little thingies like sticking on the end because you didn't quite trim it enough, trust me, you can just trim it and it doesn't hurt it. As long as you don't cut the corner off, then it will hurt it. Okay, guys, I think we got her done. So there is how we make our covers for the lay flat method. And then this, I'm telling you, I did it on the cruise. Tiffany does it, and she taught the class that way, and I'm like, I'm going to try it, and now I love it because I don't have to use the clips on the ends of my when I connect these together, you'll see. So I'm just going to add a strip of score tape or any tape and leave about 1/16 of an inch on both sides. And I was just amazed. In fact, I helped the section I was helping on when she was teaching the ladies, you know, we did this, and boy, their albums came together. They saved time using the score tape. And then before we do this, it doesn't matter what side because your album's square. I just want to check my top to bottom because sometimes when we hand cut, it, you know, one side might be just a hair longer, which I found that out when I was measuring. And it looks like it fits best on this side. So let's remove our score tape backing. And then I'm going to add glue just to the bottom of that score tape. And I'll fill that area in. Now if you'd like to have just a little bit of glue there on the tape, I did a little thin lines because I do want it to become permanent. Score tape is not permanent after many years. I've had my books come apart. But that's just the natural breakdown. It seems the glue with the fibers in there lasts longer. Okay. Now I've tried building my hinge just using your pattern paper. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to crack over time if you use pattern paper. That's why I mat my artisan cardstock with my pattern paper. I left about 1/16 of an inch, just a tiny bit, because you don't want to go over the top. Now look, it held instantly, and I don't remember how I have to put paper clips there or clips. I don't have to. Cool, huh? So thank you, Tiffany, for your little tip. So I'm sure other crafters did it. I just never paid attention until we were on the cruise crafting in June and had to do it myself, and it works great. I know it's perfect. So now you can see a little bit better maybe. There's that 1/16 of an inch. So we're going to fill this space in. And I just went over with a thin line on the top of my tape. And always remember, bare chipboard to bare chipboard. Thing is, it is going to catch quick. You still have time though if you had to pull this off. And I'm having a little, there we go, issue on that side for some reason. See, I'm matching them together. Perfect. And I do push down where the hinge folds there, so everything's flat. So you can run your hand over and it'll be nice and smooth. And then I don't have to put clips here. So that does help speed that up. Love it. So nice. Okay, our next piece is that 6 by 7.5. I am going to trim this, and I just put it across here. I don't worry about here. You can put it all the way across. I just do it here because our cardstock is going to cover that. And this is too long. I don't like it to stick over the top, but I trim it after I get the score tape on it. See, yeah, and you can see your covers will match side to side. Right now I can do this. I'm not going to be able to do it when we get this on, but see how they are perfect side to side, never crooked. All right, I'm going to take my score tape sheet, but if you would prefer tape, go ahead and use your score tape roll. I like to use this. Okay, move that over to my left. Oh, this seems extra sticky. So I like that to be just at the top or over, but we're gonna trim that on the cutter. Okay, you can cut this with your scissors. It's a little sticky. You can pre-cut this at 6 and 7.5 on your cutter if you want to pre-cut your seam, not seam binding, score tape. Gosh, you guys, I keep my words, but I just use my straight edge. Just push into your straight edge. And we'll keep this other half. Hi, Rhonda. Okay, cutter. So this is 7.5 inches long, but I want to take not quite, or almost 1/8 of an inch off. And we'll see how there. That's a perfect fit. So I took almost 1/8 of an inch off, just a little short, because I don't want it sticking over top or bottom. And I'll keep my books sideways. It's easier for me to see the top and bottom. Keep your fingers back there, stuck on there till you're ready to let go. And make sure we're covering those, the hinge where it connects. And then just put it down when you're ready. Okay. And burnish that so it's nice. See, so it goes into there nice and neat. Sometimes you have to just help it with your finger. If you're not using artisan cardstock, I'm not going to tell you it won't crack, because it might if you do this. But the score tape seems to help because it just seems to bind that to the paper really well. But still, if it's not artisan, it could crack. And then, as you can see, your album covers are quite perfectly straight. And in 45 minutes, we made this jabbering about other things. Now we want to create our spine and our pages. And that's where we'll get tonight. So we'll do our spine and our pages. We'll put the pages in the book. And then, I don't know. I'll see how tomorrow evening goes. We might start creating the flaps. But I'd like to get this all matted and done for next week because I still have the beach album to do with you and this one in the ring binder. So we don't have time to waste. Okay, next thing we're going to cut, what's that? We're going to cut our hinge and our pages. So you're going to want 9 pieces of your artisan cardstock, or 12 by 12. If you're using 8.5 by 11, you definitely can. Whatever's your favorite cardstock, but mine's artisan because I know my albums will be lasting forever. First thing we're going to cut is 5.5. And 6 7/8. So our pages are 7 inches. I want my hinge to be 1/8 of an inch shorter because it's going to fit perfectly on my pages. I don't want to have to try and angle them. They never fit correctly. So 5.5 by 6 7/8. Then we're going to cut 4 sheets 7 by 7. And I am going to go over to my cutter and I'm going to cut, because I can do these all at once. I'm going to do 4 of them 7 by 7. Then I'm going to do 4 of them 7 by 7.5. 3, 4. Okay. So 4 7 by 7, 4 7 by 7.5. Okay. All of these become our, so we are using all of these, almost every one of them. These become our flaps, except for our bigger flaps. And these become our, some of them will become those cute little pockets. Well, they will be pockets, but we're going to actually do our library pockets different this time. We're going to do them out of 65 pound. Okay, so I have those sorted because we're going to use all those. But we won't use them tonight. This will be where we start our flaps. Okay, let's get our scoring done. We're going to start with our hinge, and we want so wait just a second. Is anybody cutting with me? Because if you're cutting with me, I will slow down. Everything in gear here. Okay. I know a lot of you have experience with me. So you just watch and then go back. That one slipped. I'll have to do some sanding. That's okay. The hinge, 5.5 across the top. And we are going to score a 1/2 inch from, well, a 1/2 inch all the way to 5 inches. Okay. So all you have to remember with the way I make hinges is to score 1/2 inch all the way across. So we're going to start at 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and I've already scored at 6. Yeah, you guys are smart because mistakes do happen. And then I like to cut just a hair off of each edge. I don't like my hinges to, I like them to fold nice. I don't like them to hit the piece that it's folding onto. Okay, we're going to just start with folding our score lines. The reason I did that is, see, sometimes it overlaps into that score line. I think it's going to, so I may need to take a little bit off. I think we're fine. So I just start by folding that over. Then I come to the next one here. Oh, I did fold that over, didn't I? No, I did not. Fold it over and burnish it. I do this so I can keep it straight. Then if I find, see, something's not straight, I can hopefully straighten it before I start gluing it down. Then we're going to skip this one. We want to pinch the next two together. And I just push down on my board. Push the other way to get my other hinge. You know, this is just how I do it. You can do these however you like. I mean, if you have a different method for hinges, that's fine, just so you have 4 pages. So we're going to skip here. And then we want to pinch. And I explained this. I haven't explained this in a while. The reason I do my hinges this way with no wings or anything extra on the sides, I've had to rip my hinges out of my book before because I really messed up on a page one time really bad to where it couldn't be saved. So I could just rip this out and save my cover. Because at the time my cover was decorated too. So I'm going to skip this one, and then our last two. I like being able to rip my hinges out if the need should arise. I've only had to do it a couple of times. But with this method, I have nothing standing in the way, and I won't ruin the cover. Now see, this is a good example. It's kind of sticking over the bottom there. So I'm just going to take, and it doesn't affect our hinges and how they work in any way by taking some off of this outside edge. Oh, it's being a booger. I'm not going to take any more off though. I think we'll be fine. Okay, we are fine. So I'm going to start here. We're just going to glue this outside into the center and up the sides. Okay. There's our first hinge. Make sure you skip one because you want to go down in the divot here in the valley where it makes that V, and you just need to go up one side. Then push it over. I fold it back. Because when using glue, I don't want it to dry, you know, in just one spot. I want it to be as flexible as possible. Where we go back and forth. This part where we attach our page, yeah, I want that to be nice and stiff, kind of like starch, like a starch did. Okay. So I'll do it again down in this V. And if you have a cloth, use your cloth because it keeps your fingers from getting your lighter colored cardstocks. Either oils, sometimes lotions. Have you ever put lotion on and then it's on your paper, or ink? That's why I use my rag. That one's a little bit off. Oh, there we go. But you're able to catch it and fix it. Okay. Then my last one will be this other edge. Don't worry, you won't hurt your hinge. Just smash that baby down. I know sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to mess it up. It's paper, it fixes. Now, I do see a little issue. When I talk about an issue, do you see how it's a little, I don't know if you guys can see, it's a little bit off. So I just pull it open a little bit. There we go. And fix it. Because I hate remaking hinges. Okay, now let's grab the book. One thing, if you have the paper, it's up to you. You're going to want to probably mat the back side. I did mat the back side, and so we are going to do that. And this is 8.5 or 7.5 inches. So what I need to do is grab, oh no, that's what we need is our 12 by 12. Okay, I did grab those because our 6 by 8 won't work. And I believe I had used a cover. For some reason, I don't know where my other pack of paper is. I didn't grab it. But that's okay because it doesn't have to be from the cover sheet. I just want something that I used the back of your cover sheet. If you have this, it's more of just this blue stuff. But here's what I'm going to do. No, it'll be directional. We have to watch. Is it going to be directional? Oh, wait a minute. I think I just found it. Yes, I did. I didn't take it out. There we go. That's what I used. So it's the back of the cover sheet. And that's what I'm going to use. I didn't realize I left it down in the box. We're going to use that piece. Oh, Diane, the early Wednesday, the reason the price is so much less is because you'll get the project we're doing. So we do a project Wednesday night. And those of you who do the Wednesday virtually online, if you want to do it, you'll get the project kit and you can follow along with us. I will have a tutorial for that we have a tutorial that all of us will be doing, also a tutorial recorded for you guys. I'm just making sure I didn't use any of this. So it is the project. It's the whole project. Oh, it's the project kit and the extra goodie bag. That's what it is. Okay, my hinge is 2 1/4. So I'll just take like the 1/16 of an inch off from 2 1/4. And then it's going to be 7 3/8. And I do want to ink this because I did ink these papers. And I used, oh, I didn't get my ink out. I used my favorite, cashmere. Oh, I gotta go to the warehouse and restock because I'm out. Well, I should really just get these used up. And I did order in, like I mentioned in another video, I absolutely love Catherine Pooler inks because they're just a great quality. But I did order in all of the new colors of something I can't really tell you yet that's going to match 49 and Market. But this cashmere is just beautiful. Catherine Pooler's. And just so you know, 49 and Market, this is not Catherine Pooler. I mean, Nouveau. These are Nouveaux. The Nouveau foam tops last much longer. But I have like a case I bought just for myself of Tim Holtz, or not Tim Ranger. I can't remember. They won't last as long, but that's okay. I'll use them till they're gone. And I got ink all over me. Okay. Check that everything will close. And let's glue that down. You make sure that's everything's down because it'll be hard to try and fix after we put our hinges in. Okay. Then we'll just center our hinges. And I like to have that space there because we have some bulky embellishments. So having this, it's a little more, it's about 3/8 of an inch on each side, or 1/4 of an inch on each side, I think. We'll see, it gives us room. So that's why I like a space there. Again, that's personal preference if you like to do your hinges different. But I want lots of room for bulky embellishments and pages. Okay. Again, just checking that we're straight. Okay, just get in there and make sure it's attaching flat. And then we're going to go back the other way. I want my hinges nice and flexible. Make sure it's all down, and almost all down. Okay, our hinge cover's done. Let's do our pages. We need to score the 7.5 inch ones. Our top ones are the 7 by 7, and our 7.5 we want to score with the 7.5 across the top, and I'm going to score these at 7 because the reason I'm doing it from this edge, I want to make sure this edge, this area is at 7. So if I cut this a little off or the paper slipped, I'm not worried. The hinge will be a little bit shorter, but that's okay with me. I'd rather have the hinge a little shorter than having the page not be the correct size. Okay, 7 inches across the top. I want you to score 7. I am going to have to clean up some edges, even on my big cutter, because sometimes it will give me a jagged edge. That one's fine. It was, yeah, just those bottom ones. All right, let's burnish our score lines. Okay, I like to put my pages in my book, but then we're going to build our, on this one, we will build our mats and everything on the outside before we put it on, and then I don't have to try and put my pages in the book with the pretty embellishments on there. So I'm just going to check everything looks square, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and miter the corners of our pages. Oh, there's only 4. Didn't seem like enough. Did I do all of them? Okay. No, I did not. That's what I thought. And re-burnish those nice and flat. And grab the bottom. Now what I do is I wrap, this is going to be ended, I wrap it to the outside. I don't like it on the inside. I don't always put tags in there because our pages get so heavy. These get tight. But if you want to, you don't want the hinge in there in the way of your tags. But you want to make sure your especially your bottom is nice and flush so that it is the same length. Okay. do open it just to make sure there's no glue on the inside. Okay, there's page 1. We're going to do that with all 4 pages. Homer, you're looking for somebody. Actually, he's acting like he's... Are you in trouble? He acts like he's in trouble. Okay. So, like I said, that's going to the back. I'm just checking my edge in case I have a rough one. Then I'll put it behind the hinge. Nope. Hold on. I think my top's no, a little longer. Let's... Okay, number 4. Okay, I just remember that my 1/2-inch hinge is in the back. My pages are all the same size, and we can grab our book. And I do start with the back page. Well, in this, it don't matter, because if you decide you don't want that for the back page, you just turn it over. So that's another nice thing. If you've never done this before with me, what you want to do first is you're going to notice that your page is 1/8 of an inch taller. I know it's wide, it's hard to see, but it's taller than your hinge because it's going to be hid down in there perfectly. But our first page is going to set how we line up all of our pages. So we want to make sure the back is nice and straight. I do butt it up to the bottom of the hinge, and I'm trying to get equal amounts top and bottom. It's not cooperating. Okay, come down just a little. And this is where we take our time. It is butted up against the hinge. We close it and check that everything looks straight. And if you're happy with it, then I just add my adhesive. my hinge casts a shadow the way my lighting is. So I put it right on the paper. And I bend my hinge over. And I don't know why, but this just kind of sets the precedence that your pages are going to lay flat. They will get bulky, and once we start decorating, you won't have quite this, you know, flat. There's just no way to have that because when you decorate it. Now you'll see that it is still, see, it's right at the bottom, but it's flush with the hinge, and it looks just really nice. Fold this back over. Now we have a little hangover where the page is longer than your hinge. So I add just a little bit of adhesive there, and then I'm just going along the top here on the hinge itself, and along the bottom. Pinch that together, and then pinch that edge together. Okay, page number 2 going in. Now this is where we want to match it with the bottom or the back page, and we don't have to line it up just with our eyeballs, because we're going to line it up to match that back page. So if your back page is crooked, all your pages will be. And once you get it there, I'm going to push that down. And don't just flip your page. Well, hello, everybody coming in. Don't just flip it over yet until you know your glue has caught the hinge. And once it's where you want it, you can glue your page shut. Oh, goodness. There we go. Push that little edge shut. Main thing is I get this bottom matching. Now sometimes it'll be a little off up here, so I just go with it and then twist this to make sure it fits. So see, I've got a little bit of a gap here, but I'm okay with that on the back part of the hinge because I want this to be straight. I want my pages to lay straight. Remember, always push it up against the hinge, and once you're there, and yeah, do use your hands to hold things in place. See, mine's a hair off there. I know you probably can't see it, but when we put flaps and things down, when we put the pocket down, that gets covered. So I don't care. I mean, that doesn't bother me because you're not going to see it once we put the pocket on. What I want is that my pages are all flush on the bottom. Then glue there, the bottom, and then if you need to, right here on the top. Goes over there. And number 4. Once again, we'll take our time and line this up with the bottom. Oops, I felt that slide. There we go. I got in a hurry. Oh, thank you, Judy. Oh, did you see how nice? See, it won't do that, of course, once we get everything on there, but just like that, when it's flipping like that, you know your hinges are perfect. So if it's a little tight, then here, see, this one's a little tight. So take your bone folder and work it, because you want this to flip nice. I mean, it's going to be a little stiff in some areas. There's nothing we can do. That's the paper and the grain. But there we go. See, that flipped really nice. Now, if you notice, my back doesn't look as straight as my front. Again, I don't know why that happens, but my front is perfectly straight. So don't let that bother you, because this is perfectly straight. I don't know why that happens. You know, that part I need to get with an engineer, but still, to see with these heavy pages, I can still flip this quite flat compared to how I used to stand them up straight. But again, once we get these matted, it straightens out. This one was the same way. I don't know why. I know it's a little bit off, but these pages are going to be so thick, nobody notices and nobody cares. But the presentation of it when you first open it, have you ever heard the thing, if you walk into someone's house and if you notice the floors are clean, everything looks clean to you? It's just kind of a psychological thing. If the floors are clean, your whole mindset is, okay, the house is clean. If the floors are dirty and cluttered, you're like, oh, I don't want to touch anything in the house, right? It's kind of like this. If you look at your album, oh, it's nice and straight. Nobody's going to notice that the backside's crooked. Trust me, because you got that clean floor when you walk into your albums. It's just kind of a psychological thing. I'm still... Diane, you can make it the other way. Yeah, you can still make your, oh, as I stab myself in the chin, you can make your pages the other way. You can do it the whole other way. But I'll tell you what, we just made this album in an hour and 15 minutes. Our cover, pages, and hinges, not this one. So the amount of time that you're going to save, and right now it looks pretty thin, the amount of time that you're going to save, let me just, because it's kind of stiff. There we go. Don't worry about working it. Work it if you need to, so that it, how you want it. You'll save so much time and space. Because you can see I did this all just on my 12-inch square board. Okay, so tomorrow, if everything goes good, tomorrow evening, watch for me to go live, and we'll make the flaps. The flaps won't be put down because we have to decorate them, but if I can't start tomorrow night for some other reason, but I think I can, then we will Monday start on those, but I don't see a problem with us starting tomorrow on the flaps and pockets and little things. So once you cut all your albums, I mean your pages, keep all this, because this is going to become our flips and our flaps and our tags and our little pockets that we're going to put inside. Nikki, go back to bed. Actually, I'm going to go up, eat. I have to make a Mediterranean salad for tomorrow, and I have to put clean sheets on my bed. And otherwise, we'd keep going. We'd keep going. We're doing great this weekend. Okay, that is the beginning of Nature's Haven chipboard album. And if you want to see a complete walkthrough, a little bit slower, check out Friday. I did a live showing all of our projects for August. And otherwise, I will probably see you tomorrow, and we will continue working on Nature's Haven. Have a great night, everybody, and happy Sunday tomorrow. Bye-bye.